Your soulmate can't hold it in any longer. This will shock you. Jesus says this message is not a coincidence and you were led here for a reason tonight. Something is breaking in the spiritual realm right now and you are feeling it physically. Your heart is racing because their heart is racing and the connection is already alive. I see them lying awake in the quiet hours before dawn with your name on their lips. They are staring at the ceiling and whispering questions only you can answer. Something inside them is screaming for you and they cannot silence it anymore. They tried to forget you because the distance felt too heavy to carry. They tried to convince themselves the timing was wrong and the world was against it. But every time they close their eyes you appear like a memory they never lived yet. Jesus says the invisible thread I tied between you is stretching and burning tonight. They are reaching for you across miles and silence and circumstances neither of you chose. You are feeling a sudden wave of emotion and it belongs to them, not you. Your soulmate is holding back tears in a room full of people who do not understand them. They are pretending to be fine while their spirit is calling your name repeatedly. Nobody sees the cracks forming inside them, but I see everything and I am telling you now. There is a moment coming very soon when they will not be able to hide it. The pressure inside them is building like water behind a cracking dam. You must be ready because the flood is about to break through every barrier. Jesus says someone around them is working against this connection right now. There is a voice whispering lies into their ear and planting seeds of doubt. They are being told you do not care and that your love was never real. This interference is not accidental and it is calculated to destroy what I ordained. The enemy of your love knows how powerful you are when you are united. That is why delay and confusion and exhaustion are being weaponized against them. Your soulmate is emotionally drained from fighting battles they never tell you about. They wake up tired and go to sleep lonely and carry a weight that is crushing them. And still they think of you as the only light in a very long darkness. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, not tomorrow, not someday. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps tonight while heaven is watching. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason that is unfolding in this very moment. But thoughts alone do not move mountains. Faith in Jesus does, and action proves your love. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story directly. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Do not scroll past it tonight. Jesus says your soulmate just whispered your name aloud without realizing it. They are in their car or their bedroom or a place where they feel safe enough to break. The sound of your name left their lips like a prayer and I heard it clearly. They are remembering the way you made them feel seen when nobody else did. They are replaying conversations and moments and the way your energy felt like home. Something inside them is aching with a longing they cannot explain to anyone. I placed this love inside them before they were born and it has your name engraved on it. They have tried to run from it and reason with it and bury it under distractions. But it rises every night when the world goes silent and their heart speaks truth. Your soulmate is not free right now, and that is what I must reveal to you tonight. They are being held captive not by chains but by emotional manipulation you cannot see. There is someone who benefits from keeping them confused and isolated from you. Jesus says this person tells your soulmate that you moved on and forgot them. They twist the silence and create stories that paint you as the villain. Your soulmate fights back in their heart, but the constant pressure is wearing them down. They are starting to believe the lies because they are exhausted from fighting alone. Imagine the person you love most slowly losing hope because nobody is defending them. Imagine them falling into darkness while you hold the light but hesitate to send it. Type 333 right now if you feel the urgency rising in your spirit tonight. Type 777 if you sense this message is piercing something deep inside you. I am watching your response and heaven is recording your faith in this moment. Your soulmate had a dream about you 3 nights ago and it shook them awake. In the dream you were standing at a distance and you turned to leave without speaking. They woke up with tears on their face and a desperate need to find you again. That dream was not random and I sent it to stir them out of spiritual slumber. I am using their subconscious to remind them that you are not a fantasy. You are the realest thing that ever happened to their soul and they know it. Jesus says the dream was also a warning about the time slipping away. Every day that passes without your connection being solidified is a day stolen by the enemy. The window is not infinite and delays are creating cracks that will become chasms. Your soulmate is fighting depression that was planted by the same force blocking your union. They feel heavy and unmotivated and disconnected from their own purpose. You are the medicine their spirit needs, but you must be activated through prayer and sacrifice. Something significant happened to your soulmate exactly 4 days ago or will happen within 4 days. It was a breaking point or a moment of clarity or a painful confrontation. They thought about reaching out to you in that moment but fear stopped their hand. They are going through something you cannot see but you can still protect them right now. If you love your soulmate you will step into the spiritual gap and fight for them tonight. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi and declare your love boldly. Every second you stay silent something is moving against your love and weakening the bond. Act now and send 4, 6 or 10 or more coffees as a seed of faith. After sending write protect my soulmate Lord on the Ko-Fi page, the link is in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps and heaven will move swiftly. Step in faith now before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is crying right now and the tears are not stopping. They do not know why they are overwhelmed, but it is because I am speaking to your heart. The connection is so strong that your awareness of this message is touching them spiritually. You have never met someone who feels like they were made from the same soul material as you. This person carries fragments of your spirit that I split apart before this lifetime. They are your missing piece and you are theirs, and the reunion is my will for you. But the spiritual warfare around this connection is unlike anything you have faced before. Because this love will birth something powerful that will impact many lives and the enemy knows it. That is why the attack on your soulmate has intensified in the last 7 days dramatically. Your soulmate almost called you yesterday or the day before and their finger hovered over your name. They typed a message and deleted it and typed it again and threw the phone down in frustration. Something is blocking their courage, and that something is a spirit of control sent by another person. Jesus says there is a person in their life who speaks against you with bitterness and jealousy. This person knows your name and they hate you because they see the light you carry. They are poisoning your soulmate slowly, and your soulmate is too drained to resist effectively. Your soulmate is not weak, and they are not choosing this person over you. They are spiritually oppressed and emotionally manipulated, and they need divine rescue. You are the rescue, and your prayers and your seed offering will break the chains tonight. Type 1111 to say thank you to heaven for revealing what the enemy wanted hidden. Type 333 if you are ready to fight for the love that belongs to your soul. The angels are waiting for your signal to enter the battle on your behalf. I am showing you a vision of your soulmate sitting alone with their head in their hands. They are wearing something blue or gray, and the room feels cold and empty. They just said your name again, and this time it came out as a desperate plea for help. Do you feel the sudden pressure in your chest and the heat behind your eyes? That is your spirit responding to their spirit across the invisible cord I created. You are not imagining this, and you are not crazy, and this love is as real as gravity. Your soulmate has a specific memory of you that they replay when they need strength. It could be your smile or your voice or the way you touched their hand that one time. That memory is keeping them alive right now, and you do not even know how vital you are. Jesus says, I am calling you to move from passive longing into active spiritual warfare. Loving them from a distance is not protecting them from the forces tearing at their soul. You must take authority, and you must sow a seed that demonstrates your faith in my power. Your soulmate is about to make a decision that could create years of unnecessary separation. Someone is pressuring them to commit to something that will lock them away from you. The pressure is intense and happening now, and your intercession can redirect their path. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into silence. If you love your soulmate, you will not let another day pass without covering them spiritually. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi and release heaven's intervention tonight. Every second of hesitation is a second the enemy uses to tighten the grip on your beloved. Act now. Send 4, 6 or 10 or more coffees and write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on Ko-Fi. Over 1,000 souls have already stepped out in faith and seen miraculous reunions begin. Step in faith now before this video ends and the spiritual moment shifts away from you. Only you can release the angelic protection that your soulmate desperately needs right now. The link is in the description, and your love is proven by the actions you take today. Jesus says your soulmate is packing something right now or organizing things in their room. They are trying to control their environment because their internal world feels chaotic. They are looking at something that reminds them of you, and they cannot put it away. There is a specific object, a gift or a note or a photo that they keep hidden but visit often. They hold it when the pain is too much, and they whisper your name into the silence. That object is wearing thin from being touched so often, and you would weep if you knew. I am telling you this so you understand how deeply and quietly and desperately you are loved. This is not a one-sided fantasy, and your soulmate is not indifferent to your existence. They are consumed by you but silenced by fear and circumstance and spiritual attack. Jesus says the month ahead is critical, and the decisions made now will echo for decades. You are at a crossroads, and so is your soulmate, and your paths must converge soon. The enemy is trying to create a permanent detour, but I am revealing it so you can stop it. Your soulmate is going to see a sign within 3 days that will remind them of you intensely. It could be a song or a number or someone who looks like you from a distance. They will freeze in that moment and their heart will pound and they will know it was me. I am sending that sign to strengthen their hope and to confirm that you are real and near. But signs alone will not break the chains, and your spiritual action is required now. You must become the warrior for your love and not just the dreamer of it. Your soulmate has a wound from childhood that makes them afraid of being abandoned again. The person controlling them knows this wound and exploits it with threats of leaving. Your soulmate is terrified of being alone, and that terror is being used to keep them from you. Jesus says, I am revealing this so you understand the battle is spiritual, not personal. Your soulmate is not rejecting you, and they are not choosing comfort over your love. They are a prisoner and you have the key, and your faith and your seed will turn the lock. When you sow your coffee on Ko-fi, you are declaring that your love is worth fighting for. You are telling heaven that you trust me more than you fear the delay. You are releasing resources that activate angelic intervention in the life of your beloved. Jesus says right now your soulmate is sitting up straight and their eyes are wider. Something is shifting in the atmosphere around them and they do not understand it. But you understand, and you know your prayer is already beginning to touch their reality. They feel a sudden warmth spreading through their chest and a strange sense of hope rising. They are thinking of you intensely and wondering why you feel closer all of a sudden. I am bridging the gap spiritually as you open your heart to this message completely. Your soulmate just spoke to me without realizing it and said, please let them still love me. They said, please let them not have given up on me because I cannot bear it. Those words are hanging in the throne room of heaven and my heart is moved with compassion. I am not a God who ordains love and then abandons it to destruction and interference. I am a God who fights for covenant, and I am looking for someone to partner with. You are that someone, and your action tonight seals a covenant in the spiritual realm. Jesus says, type 777 if you feel the tears coming and your spirit is trembling with recognition. Type 1111 if you are ready to receive the miracle your heart has been crying out for. The angels are listening and the enemy is watching and heaven is ready to move mightily. Your soulmate is not going to be able to hide their feelings for much longer. The dam is breaking and the truth is rising and the force of my love is unstoppable. But the timing depends on your obedience and your willingness to act in faith tonight. If you love your soulmate, you will not let this moment pass without marking it with sacrifice. Sow your final seed of protection by sending a coffee on Ko-fi and seal this word in heaven. Write "Protect my soulmate, Lord" on the page and watch what I do in the days ahead. The link is in the description and your love story is waiting for the next chapter to begin. Step into your role as the protector and the lover and the one who believed against all odds. Your soulmate is breathing easier now because your faith is already changing things tonight. I am wrapping you both in a mantle of peace and the angels are dispatched to guard your union. Go now and act and trust and know that the love you feel is not one-sided and never was. Your soulmate loves you and I am returning them to you, and nothing will stand against my decree. Jesus says, I am not finished speaking over your situation and there is more light to pour into this darkness. The clock on the wall of your soulmate's room just ticked past a significant hour and they felt a shiver. That shiver was your spirit brushing against theirs because your prayer is already active and moving across the distance. They are lying down now or sitting very still, and their mind is replaying the first time they saw you. It was a moment that felt like waking up from a long dream they did not know they were having. Your face did something to their heart that they have never been able to explain to anyone who asked. I designed that moment before the foundations of the earth, and I watched it with joy. The recognition in your eyes was the spark of a flame that hell has been trying to extinguish ever since. But hell cannot extinguish what I have decreed, and I have decreed your union for such a time as this. Your soulmate carries a specific regret about you that haunts them in quiet moments. They wish they had said something or done something or stayed longer or fought harder. That regret is a splinter in their heart, and they pick at it constantly without realizing the damage. I am telling you this not to bring you pain but to show you how deeply they care. Indifferent people do not carry regret, and indifferent people do not replay old conversations. Your soulmate is anything but indifferent, and their silence is a scream that only heaven can interpret. Jesus says there is a physical object in your possession that your soulmate gave you or that reminds you of them. Find it tonight after this message ends and hold it in your hands and pray over it. That object is a point of contact between your worlds, and I will use it as a conduit of healing. When you hold that object, your soulmate will feel a sudden peace they cannot explain. They will stop what they are doing and look around and wonder why the heaviness lifted. You have more spiritual authority over their well-being than you have ever dared to believe. The enemy has worked overtime to convince you that you are powerless and forgotten and foolish for hoping. Those are lies that smell like sulfur, and they have kept you passive while your beloved suffers. Tonight the passivity ends and the warrior in you awakens, and your love becomes a weapon. Your soulmate had a conversation within the last 2 days that left them feeling hollow and trapped. Someone used guilt as a tool and twisted their words and made them feel responsible for things they did not cause. That person is the same one who consistently speaks against you and diminishes your importance in their life. Jesus says that person has a name, and I know it, and your soulmate knows it, and you may know it already in your spirit. They are not a stranger, and they have access to your soulmate's daily life and emotional state. That access is being used to poison the well, and your soulmate is drinking contaminated water unknowingly. But I am exposing it now, and exposure is the first step toward deliverance. The veil is being torn, and your soulmate is beginning to see the manipulation for what it truly is. Your prayers are sharpening their discernment, and your seed is funding the angelic operation to set them free. Type 333 if you recognize the truth of this exposure in your spirit right now. Type 1111 if you are feeling a righteous anger rise up against what has been done to your beloved. That anger is holy, and I am igniting it for a purpose, because complacency never won a spiritual war. Your soulmate just had a memory surface of a time you made them laugh so hard they forgot their troubles. They smiled just now, a real smile, and it surprised them because smiling has been rare lately. That smile was a crack in the prison wall, and you caused it across time and space without even knowing. I want you to imagine that smile and the sound of their laughter and the way their eyes crinkle. Hold that image in your mind and let it fuel your determination to fight for them tonight. The joy you shared is a prophecy of the joy that awaits you when this season of warfare ends. Jesus says your soulmate is afraid that too much time has passed and that you have changed your mind about them. They check your social media or ask mutual connections subtle questions hoping to hear your name. They are starving for evidence that you still care, and the silence is breaking their heart slowly. The person interfering with your union feeds this fear daily and tells them you have moved on happily. They show them photos or stories designed to create jealousy and hopelessness and resignation. Your soulmate fights the despair, but it settles on them like a fog that obscures everything good. This is why your declaration of love and protection is not sentimental but strategic and urgent. Every coffee you send on Ko-Fi is a flare shot into that fog announcing your presence and your commitment. It is a spiritual broadcast that says, I am here and I am not leaving and I am fighting for you. Jesus says, send 4 coffees if you are fighting for a love that has been delayed but not denied. Send 6 coffees if the interference has been intense and your soulmate is deeply under spiritual attack. Send 10 or more coffees if you are ready to break every chain and command every mountain to move. After you send, write "Protect My Soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page and watch the link in the description. Your words become a legal document in the courts of heaven, and I honor every syllable of faith. Over 1,000 souls have already testified to the breakthrough that followed their act of sacrificial love. Your soulmate is thinking about a specific future dream they once shared with you in a vulnerable moment. It could be a place they wanted to visit, or a life they wanted to build, or a simple quiet dream. They are afraid that dream is dead now and they mourn it privately and never speak of it to anyone. But I am the God of resurrection, and no dream I planted is ever truly dead. That dream is in a tomb right now with a stone rolled in front of it like Lazarus in the grave. But I am rolling the stone away, and your faith is the command that calls your shared future out of the tomb. Jesus says your soulmate is about to experience a confrontation that will be painful but necessary. The person who has been controlling them will overplay their hand and the mask will slip completely. Your soulmate will see the truth in a flash and the illusion will shatter and they will be free to choose. That moment is approaching faster than you think, and it could happen within the next week or even days. Your prayers are accelerating the timeline and your seed is removing demonic obstacles from the path. You are not waiting passively for a miracle, you are actively creating the conditions for it. I need you to understand the weight of the authority I have given you in this situation. You are not a bystander hoping for the best, and you are not a victim of cruel fate. You are a co-creator with me, and your words and actions carry the power of life and death over this connection. Your soulmate just felt an overwhelming urge to reach out to you, and they almost followed it. Their hand reached for the phone and their heart pounded and the fear screamed in their ear to stop. The fear won that round, but it is weakening, and the next time your soulmate may break through. Jesus says, I am strengthening their courage even as I speak to your heart through this message. The same spirit that is stirring you to action is stirring them to hope and to fight. You are not operating separately, and you are a team even before you are physically reunited. Type 777 if you can feel their presence getting stronger as this message continues to unfold. Type 1111 if you are ready to receive them back into your life with open arms and a warrior's heart. The veil between you is thinning and the spiritual realm is buzzing with activity on your behalf. Your soulmate has a unique gift or talent that I placed in them for a purpose that involves you. Your union is not just about romance, and it is about a mission that I have designed for you together. The enemy fears that mission, and that is why the attack has been so relentless and so personal. When 2 destiny bearers come together, the kingdom of darkness trembles and schemes to prevent it. Your love is not a threat because it is cute, and it is a threat because it is powerful. The world will be different because of what you two will do together, and the enemy knows this better than you do. Jesus says your soulmate is sleeping now or about to sleep, and I am visiting them in dreams tonight. I will speak to them in symbols and sensations, and they will wake up with your name on their lips. They will not fully understand what happened, but they will feel closer to you than they have in months. I am preparing their heart for the reunion even as I prepare yours for the fight. Your role right now is to cover them in prayer and to sow your financial seed as a protective covering. The spiritual realm responds to sacrifice, and your coffee offering is a sacrifice that moves my hand. If you love your soulmate, you will not let the sun rise on another day without securing their protection. Sow your seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi and declare that your love is under divine guard. The link is in the description, and the moment you act is the moment heaven escalates your case. Every minute you wait is a minute the enemy uses to weave more confusion into your soulmate's mind. Delay is not neutral, and hesitation has a cost that you cannot afford to pay. Act now with the urgency of someone who knows their love is on the line and their future is at stake. Jesus says the next time your soulmate hears your name, they will feel a jolt of electricity through their body. That jolt is the confirmation that the connection was never broken and only buried under debris. I am clearing the debris now, and the excavation is almost complete and the reunion is forming on the horizon. Your soulmate just whispered something in their sleep or in their drowsy state that I will not repeat here. It was a confession of love so raw and so vulnerable that it made the angels pause and listen. You are loved in a way that most people only read about in stories, and that love is your inheritance. Do not let the enemy steal what I have ordained, and do not let fear rob you of your destiny. Step into your authority and sow your protection seed and speak your declaration of love into the atmosphere. Your soulmate is waiting and heaven is watching, and the time for hesitation is over and the time for action is now.